Morty, we got something different. Actually, we got something way overdue, and I apologize to all parties involved. See, when Roccat sent me that headset that I absolutely shit all over, they sent me 3 keyboards, 2 mouse pads, and 2 mice also. And I should have just made up for the bad review of the Roccat Cross by giving them their keyboard reviews, because they're all really good, but I just put it aside, and I mean, if you've watched any review since April, you've seen the Sora FX. It's on my review desk. You've seen the Cova. You've not seen the Kiro, the Sova, the Skelter, and the wildcard Aukey keyboard. So let's review them all. This is big and needs to get the hell out of my way. So let's do the Sova first. Sova, like sofa, because this entire thing is designed to go on your lap. I'll just drop that, it's fine. Yeah, these are nice, thick, clip-in. I mean, these are nice. You put this on your lap, and you're supposed to use it on your keyboard on your sofa. Get it? Sova is like sofa, it's the same word. Yeah, so these have 4 clip-in panels, which, if you take them out, let me see which one I gotta pull out. This clips in, and then you have a hole, and it says push to release, and then these panels are magnetized in. Both of them will come out if you access under them, and that's designed so you could change the surfaces, and that's cool as shit. Little magnets, look at the magnets, and they just go, so you can get a different type of material, and I'm not even sure if they've actually gone through with that whole design, because I looked a couple months ago and I was like, wonder if I should review these, but I haven't seen the, I'm assuming, wrist rest for this side, and then like a different, like maybe a cloth material for that, and then these, I guess if you wanted to change them out, they should sell replacements, maybe thicker ones. Honestly, one of the nicer, more comfortable things you could put on your lap. Other than your mom. Giggity, I got your mom joke in already. Write the time down. So, we'll get it on my lap. You happy now? Although, I will say this. I wear these silken undie panty, not panties. I'm not wearing silk panties. But my pajama bottoms, basically, do not, they slide a bit. But any normal pair of pants will work fine. Now, the Cherry MX Browns are in this, and it's hooked up to my other computer because I ran out of space to plug things into this. So I could tab around and I could type things if we wanted to. The mouse doesn't come with, you can put any mouse you want. The system to hold the mouse is actually, this is probably the most interesting part of this whole day, is going to be this. Because you get this sliding, removable wire holder, and then there's a channel that goes from here all the way to there, and here's where the mouse is plugged into. There's 2 ports, 2 USB ports. This detaches here, which I guess I could show you. So there you go, you got a little 4-pin, looks like an S-video connector. So this thing is long as fuck, because the only way you can do gaming on your sofa with a mouse and keyboard is wired. They've insisted it's wired. It can't go wireless. Nope, wireless is too laggy. There's too much problems with wireless, so wired. So here you go. You got this big long ass cable that goes to not 1, but 2 USB plugs, because it needs to have the USB hub and the keyboard itself on 2 separate things. Anyway, that's annoying, and I wish it was wireless, but I understand. It's just, it was really annoying for me to open my computer, open the thing. But it comes down, you get 2 USB plugs here. Here's where the mouse is plugged in. Then the cable goes in here and runs back and forth, and then comes out. So you don't see the cable, the standard mouse cable. Then it gets hooked into this, which you can slide across to wherever you're happy with. And then you have a normal mouse. Any mouse you want. Doesn't have to be a Roccat mouse. It could be any mouse. So I had to pick. They sent me the Cova in white. They didn't have it in green. Or they didn't have this in green. One of them wasn't in green. And I've been using that for my reviews forever, and I'll explain when I get to that. Sticking with this. was WASD just is fine. You sit on your lap, you could do it. My only problem is, okay, you take this off your lap, and now you have a pendulum thing. What would need to happen is it'd have to have specific mice for this, or all their mice would have to have a big metal plate in it, and this would have to have a magnet that you can go boom, and it just stays there. Because, I mean, every time, when I pick something off of my lap, I usually do like this to it, and lean it against something, and now the mouse is just sort of like hanging there. Now this is just me. Maybe none of you do that. Maybe you pick up your keyboard mouse combos, place them on a coffee table or something. I don't know. I can't judge it. The real problem with this keyboard, I'm always about problems. Negatives are good. I love how it feels. I love how it fits. It's probably the best laptop keyboard mouse thing I've ever used. That said, numpad, num lock, caps lock, and wait, hold on. These are both plugged into the same computer. So here's numlock, right? So there's one and there's one. But there's no numlock on here. There's no like secondary row that'll fake numlock. So if you plug this in, that light's on, and that's a bright fucking light. Keeping in mind that my living room, yes, I can play games on my home theater PC, but I also watch movies, and it has to be dark. So that's a little bright, so let's just shut that off. But this, I can't figure out how to shut that off. Oh, wait, here's this it? Shift that? No, does it function that? Yeah, there it is, okay. So function that. There's numlock, even though there's no other way to access numpad on here. Put that in. So you shut that off and it's dim. But now this isn't lit up right now, and I'll... Alexa, set the office lights to 40%.
Okay.
There was a 1 in 12 chance that was going to work. My biggest problem with this keyboard for home theater use, just living room, you're just hanging out with it's fine, is when you put on the actual blue, that is as dim as it gets. And I went through the software, which I'm giving Roccat and that background, they should thank me. But anyway, I've been through the software 100 times, and this is 10%. Because this is as dim as it gets, and it gets much that bright. That is the most blue, and it's not RGB. It's just blue, which is a special place in my soul, but not the good soul, the murderer soul that puts people in trunks. So that's fucking intense blue, and the only other options are nothing, which impossible to see in the dark, but if you know how to type, you should be alright. You could feel the home keys there. Or that, which is like, oh, compared to really bright, it's not bad. But if I'm complete black room, that, and a dim LED is a blinking LED, and if you're looking out of the corner of your eye, you could sort of see it. So I wish this would go to insanely dim. Like these other keyboards are going to show us what exists, and it can be done. So they're just not doing it here. Yeah, we'll get to I can't make this one stop glowing. I have them all I had them all going nothing, but this one just won't stop fucking glowing, which looks really cool. So typing on it is not the worst thing. I think I might like browns. It feels a little crowded. Like I wish I had a tape measure because I could. I mean, it's you're definitely in here. They squeezed it down so that you could. You know, it's designed for this. It's for gaming. Now let's put these back on. Leave these at the dimmest level of blue, and let's talk about the Kiro. It is the smaller of the two mice. Actually, it's not much in the way of smaller. It actually isn't that less in the way of fancy either. So this is the only amount of color you have, and I don't have the software installed on this computer because I wasn't. I probably do, but I can't. When you plug things in, the software can get weird. What does this mouse do? Well, this mouse does this. This mouse comes with, you could either put 2 buttons on either side, and this is, again, magnets. How do they work? So you can slap this bitch together. Magnets. Now I have 4 extra buttons back here, and these are not the worst to articulate. Or if that's too complicated for you, grandma's using the computer, You could have no buttons and just slap on the normal side. So now you have just to grab it up. You're not accidentally clicking things if you have no use for extra buttons. There they go. That's cool as shit. And it comes with obviously all of these. You don't have to buy them separately. I like that. That's nice. That being said, it's a tiny mouse. It's a tiny mouse. It's middle click. Oh God, am I breaking anything? What's JonTron saying? It's got a very, very positive, small increment. Click, 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 click. Optical. Is it laser? I don't know. No, it's optical. It's optical. Smooth feel on top. It's got a nice textured grip on these replaceable panels. And then like a smooth rubberized plastic texture. This is a fine mouse. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know if I'd call it a gaming mouse. But I mean, you add some buttons. You need more buttons. Here's some buttons. Throw some buttons on there. And you're good to go. Again, I'm not going to list specs or anything. It's just too much to do in one video. So I'll link to all these products in the description. You go check them out. Learn. Learn. Be better than me. How do I make... Fuck you. Okay. So now, have we looked at this? This is nice. I really do like it. I mean, this was working fine. The wire was the most annoying part. If my computer was behind me and this wire can go under the couch, or if the computer was directly in front of me and I could put it under a rug or something, but the wire basically had to stretch up to my cabinet in the living room, and I just couldn't. I couldn't. I'm 12 feet from my computer, and this is a 10-foot cable, so it was really like. I'm sure it'll work for some people, but it did not work for the Z-Man. And I don't game most of the time. It's mostly movie watching and picking this whole fucking thing up to try to like navigate. And once I was going, I was like, oh, I can actually do. I felt like I could answer emails and do things. But see, I'm trying to put this down so that mouse doesn't go flopping around. Oh, too late. It flopped. It's flopping. Now, as interesting as that one was, this one's probably more interesting. Now, this is not a mechanical keyboard. This is just a rubber caps keyboard, as you can tell from it being quiet. And I wish I had used this when I first got it, and then I haven't used it in a while. But the point of this keyboard, the Skelter, is tablets or phones. Do phones too. Phone. This is a Bluetooth keyboard. It's a giant Bluetooth keyboard. But it's a plug-in giant Bluetooth. No batteries. So it's not like one of those little ones you get for your phone or your tablet. It's designed so that you take this son of a bitch, slide it in there, Bluetooth. Then it's got all sorts of wire hookups that are somewhere in this house. Let you hook up the headphones into that. And it's got the USB in to charge your device. And it's got another 3.5, that's probably a 4-pole that hooks up to your thing to take over mouse and key. So you can put a headset into the keyboard and then plug this here and power it and run 4-pole. If you don't have a new phone like mine that doesn't have that shit at all, you could actually do headphones. And it's a Bluetooth keyboard, and it's got these buttons that I don't know what they do anymore. I'm sure they're for the Roccat. Look, there's a phone, picture of a phone, and put it on speakerphone and put it through things with memories. And then there's some T's down here. That's the bottom of this tab. You have any secrets down here? It's the lightest of them all because it's just rubber caps. You can add a little bit of angle if you feel like it. It's very little bit of angle. Like wow, like why even bother? With hardly anything. Is this RGB? Let's run through. Excuse me for a second. Nope. I think we're just... Unless I'm completely forgetting how this works. Yeah, I think... No. Function, calculators, Roccat buttons. Well, you could yell at me in the comments if I'm wrong. I think this is also blue. But look, the brightest this blue gets is dimmer than the dimmest that blue gets. Why could... Here, ready? Look. You can hardly tell it's on. That's fine. It's acceptable brightness. You could use this in a home theater. I love these like weird cutouts and the shapes and the lighting. It looks like a keyboard you'd see in a sci-fi show. I love the looks of it. I love the looks of it. You put it here, and you put your phone, and you Bluetooth into your phone connects to it, you just slam it down, if you type. If you have no computer, if grandma has no computer, and she only has her iPad, and she wants to type to kitties, get grandma a Roccat Skelter with smart communications and everything else. Oh, here's the end of it, by the way. So this has 2 USB plugs again. Big, fucking big, what's it called, cable here. That's a regular rubber cable. This is a cloth-covered, big attached. So you get that USB there, and then you get one USB to power the keyboard, another USB that says on it USB port, so that's just an extension of that. Then you have the microphone and headphone extensions away from that. So this is an umbilical cord. I'm losing bits to my mice. Stay. So yeah, this keyboard, I'd love to demonstrate it for you, but I'm not Bluetoothing it because I very rarely will do that. In fact, I know someone who might be able to use this more than I do. I just love the looks of it. If I had to give one positives on the looks, I love this one. You can put a pencil in there. It's nice and rubberized in here, so it doesn't let go of the phone or tablet or whatever you're using. There we go. It says block your home button. If this was, I almost feel like if this was battery powered, I would almost carry it around. Get rid of the numpad, make it a little smaller. Give me a battery powered one of these that I could just pop that shit out, and then this might be usable, maybe with a touchpad. Well, you don't really need a touchpad because you have a fucking phone. Why would you need a touchpad? Boom, 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 boom. Let me hear you say, wayo. So yeah, that's this thing. I respect it. I just don't have a need for it. And it's still blue. Don't need this tablet. This tablet's broken. Don't buy shit from China. Let's talk about the two. Actually, you know what? Let's combine in the Antlion Pro Gaming mousepad, because they sent me these two mouse pads. The Taito, which has been my review desk mousepad for, well, since April, since I got it. I used to use the giant GG Gaming one, but once I put my actual gaming computer over there, giant mouse pad over there, even if it doesn't fit. So I've been using this one, and this one has been abused, and I've soldered on it, and I've got, and it's a fabric. It's not as, it's a rougher fabric. Like, it feels like a mouse pad. Honestly, I've had mouse pads since like 1999. This feels like every mouse pad you went to Staples to get for 99 cents. It's got a beautiful blue back, which if you've ever looked at the thumbnails of these videos, what do you think I'm using? If you look really carefully, you can kind of see it says Roccat. Again, staining from, I flip this upside down and do work on it. Because when you put a screw down, a nice rubberized back, this is great. I just want to buy a giant sheet of this so when I do work. So I like this mouse pad. It covers, put your keyboard on it, the mouse doesn't move. It's getting beat up though. Now, this one, the Kiro Plus, I'm assuming I have to say plus, is a much different feel. Whereas this one feels like fabric. This one almost doesn't. It looks like fabric, but it's a much, it feels harder. You could listen to it. Listen. You don't get quality content like this from anywhere else. Listen to your mouse pad. What is it telling you? This feels like it wants to be like a hard rubber. Yet the mouse, we'll do a slide test. Yeah, I think it slides. What do they feel like? What's my feeling? This has got more stop. This feels like it's floating on something. Like the texture's rough enough that there's less of it touching the mouse surface. This is also a thicker rubber. This is like, ooh, soft little baby rubber. And this is like you slap your girlfriend with this to teach her what's right and wrong. Or your baby, or your father. Who's got daddy issues? Raise their hands. And this just says Roccat set the rules in one spot. And the rest, this one says Roccat, 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 which is actually textured, and this is smooth. This is a heavier. I don't know why. How do you start a company like Roccat and just start making like 19 different types of texture for your mouse pad? I mean, I respect them for it. So moving on. I prefer this material in this size, and I don't have it. But anyway, moving on to the get some rubber off my desk. The Antlion Pro Gaming Mousepad, which just arrived a couple days ago, actually. This is also fabric, black rubber back, stitched outline, slightly smaller than that. It's about an inch shorter and an inch narrower, and I don't know why there's like a set rule for that. But this thing is like just, it's a very fine. It feels like my pants. That's the best thing I could ever say about anything, is it feels like Zeus's pantaloons. The stitched edges are just, they sell me. Anyway, this is now going here, and I'll use that just for pictures, so I don't have to flip everything over. Because I just, How are we tracking, Megumin? Are we tracking good? We seem to be tracking just fine. I'll try not to eat on this one. Okay, before I move on to the keyboards, let's look at the Cova. Cova's cool. Now the Cova I chose to be my review computer mouse because it has, well, 8 buttons. We've got 1, 2 on the left, 1, 2 on the right, shoulder buttons here and here, which I have set to page up and page down. So if I want to go to the top of this list, I hold the left one, and it's page upping through everything. Hold the right one, page down through everything. You got the standard button to change DPI, which put it back to where it is. I love the minimalist color scheme. It's not glowing the whole. It's just a little downshoot here, which I think is changeable in software. Just green right here. It's got the 3 feet. It's light enough that I don't have to like feel like I'm moving my arm around. These I have set, when I set up my mice, there's always 2 thumb buttons, and they are always backspace and alt tab. So I can alt tab, which takes me to my new backgrounds folder, which is when I change for reviews, I put different backgrounds on, and then switches back now to foobar, and if I hold it down, it'll, well, it just does 1 click, because I have it set to that. So that's one, and backspace. Why backspace? Because when you're on a web page, hitting backspace takes you back. And when you select a bunch of text and click it, it erases that. Or when you're fucking, I don't know why, but when I'm doing things, it's the most convenient thing is to be able to select a little thing and click backspace, or put a cursor there and go back. The other side, I custom program these to be next and last track, and I use them all the time in my sound demos. I'll pick this up and go next, next, last, perfect. And I'm scrolling. Scroll is bigger segments than on the other mouse. Bigger segments than on the Kiro, which is just fucking blinking away. So I don't know if I like that more, because you're doing more work. But it's. I mean, I've been using this for a while, and it still feels new. And I love the green, just lighting up. We don't get tilt wheel, which is unfortunate. I do like a tilt mouse. It's a sexy beast. And it's white. And look at it. It's still clean. If someone has this mouse and it's not white anymore, they're dirty. They dirty. Now, the Roccat keyboard that I use in every review, the Sora FX. And you can see there's very little on the bottom. 3 big rubber feet in the front. 2 big rubber feet in the back. You get the little standoff, which are covered in rubber. Then you get a 3-way channel where you can bring the braided cable. And you either go, I should probably talk with the mouse cables too, they're both. Actually, that one's rubber, and this one's fabric braid. You go out the right, you go out the center, you go out the left. Take your pick, it only takes up about 6 inches of the cable. It's nice, and it actually is very light considering it's a mechanical. And, let me pull one off. cherry blues. But are they are they actually cherries? Because when we get to this one, they're also blues, and they look identical. They feel and sound completely different. Just licked my finger, like my mother would have done. So, Windows key M that. Let's light this bitch up. Function key, boom, blue. When I use it in this mode. Where is it? No, full RGB. So I mean, you just taste the rainbow, smell the rainbow, buy the rainbow. So let's see. That's not that. It's not the glowing either. Does that alternate colors? Yes. There. This is what I leave it in the F3 mode, where it's just heat. I think this has heat map typing as well. 4 is solid color, and I think you can swap through the colors with... Oh, where is it? No. I know how to do this. It's a Unix system. Oh. Well, there's dim. Holy shit. Look how dim that blue is. It's hardly working. And then it's off. And then it's bright enough. Illuminating under the key is more than just the goddamn letters through it. So 4 is solid color. 3 is touch expanse. I hope I'm not doing anything bad on my computer right now. 2 is fade up and down. And I think it changes through different colors. Can we change the rate? Or one of these had a rate change too. 2, and then 1 is just... That's like demo mode to store. Anyone who uses their keyboard like this has serious problems. Stop it. And I'm probably not going into everything. I didn't want to whip out the manuals for all these things and figure out all their things. Game mode, here you see turns white, which basically just disables the start menu button. You shut that off, and you could access the start menu, but you don't want to hit that when you're in game. I'm sure there's other things I can do. We've got 6 memory keys here that you could set up different macros. So when you're in game mode, then M might do something. Yeah. It's all function. Function 2, 3. Look, it's visual presentation. You're going to get anything you want out of this one. It's crazy. But now typing on it, do I have anything I could type in? Typing on it, I feel the weight of the blue keys. There's effort that has to be put. I feel like now I don't type on this one as much as I type on that one, because this one stays here. I review it. It looks beautiful. That one, you never get to see. By the way, cloth, exposed rubber. This is the Aukey, and I think there's a model number. Is it the KMG3? It is. The back having absolutely nothing but 2 giant flappy flaps for lifting it up, and 2 big rubbers in the front. Probably the same weight as a Roccat. Heavy, but not like crazy heavy. This one's filthy. I type on this one every day, every comment, every email, everything. Because, and I'll put on the lights so that we can actually see it. This one is labeled a little bit better. No. Yes. You're making me look like a fool. Oh God, what? Is there an update to the media player? Okay, we'll let that happen. We'll let that happen. Here's your reset. It's wiping back and forth. Oh, okay, M1 does things here. So now you've got memory 1 for that. This is full screen. Then you got that. Oh my God, what the hell is that? That's worse than the cascading. Why? Why would you do that to me? And it's different colors every time. Now you've got the same effect that this has when you put it in that mode. So there you go. S, S, S. I don't know which one is better. Erase. How about enters? Yes. This is the sort of hardcore testing. So, I mean, you get more of a... I don't know. I don't know how you want to rate that. So, more, again, now you get... now we've got heat maps. So, it's sort of like... Function again. Now we can all go into spasm mode. Oh, yeah. What if they're using the same thing? They can't be. Now, I need you to stop. 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 When I use this, I use it... Where am I? 1, 2, 3. Not... Ooh, that's sort of pretty, though. Like an undulating color fire. No. No. MR, no. M2. Okay. Solid color. And then I think it's... I better figure out how to get my goddamn purple back. Because all I do is put this on purple. Not blue, not red. Mixture of the two. It's purple. Teal looks nice. You can get it to go any color. I'm just being real bad. Let's see. We got function. FPS is apparently those keys. Yeah, CF is that. Call of Duty is that. League of Legends. And then race. Apparently that's race. That's important stuff for race. That just shuts everything off. I better be able to get back to my goddamn purple. That's brightness. And I think you can slow it down. Or fasten it. Fasten it up. I'm tired. Where the hell's my, Interesting. So numlock doesn't light up. I think I have that set to not come on. But then caps lock does. And then scroll lock doesn't. Even though it's loading up there. Which is always cool when you have it. Point of the story of these two keyboards. Typing on this one is effortless. It's just effortless. What did it search? No dildos. That's a positive result. If I could, I wish I had, actually I do have a scale thing that measures the weight on a vinyl needle. Forgetting the colors, forgetting all the features. This has no software. This just has whatever commands you put in it. This has software. Roccat's software suite is intense and immense. Actually, look. Aukey's about 3/8 of an inch shorter. A little bit more compact. I wonder if that has anything to do with the way I like to type on it. Yeah. I know you're not supposed to bottom out. I know you people are going to freak out. But listen. I prefer typing on the Aukey. It's the best keyboard I've had to type in. I am an ergonomic keyboard person. And I haven't used an ergonomic keyboard since the Aukey arrived. And it pisses me off that no one makes just a cheap $100, $200, just like this, but ergonomic style, because I'm a big dude and my elbows are man-spreading all the time and I can't possibly comfortably type like this. I gotta like yank my fucking arms and like look at me type properly now. So yes, I could build an ergodox and I got two separate things. I just want a Microsoft ergonomic keyboard 4000 with mechanical keys. That too much to ask for? I've seen someone do it. I know someone built that. Don't link the modded one. I just want to buy one of those for like 150 bucks. That doesn't take that much more effort to just split this and go, just do, that's what I want. Zeos wants that. Roccat does that. I'll use it no matter how hard the keys are. And it's I'm gonna rest my hand. I'm not push down any keys. I'm gonna rest my hand. At least one went down. They're just easier to press keys. And it's not just from use. I picked it for that reason. So, have we discussed everything? Have we discussed mats and mice and keyboards? And I would love to have shown you the Roccat software, but it's literally suicide. This video is already 40 minutes long. I could feel these things now. We're done talking. Now I have to spend the time to figure out how to make this all purple again. I don't want to change in color. I just want dull purple. It's the best color. It's my favorite color. And this will remain on my desk doing on my desk things when I want to hit next track, when I want to alt tab. I have multiple openings of Media Player Classic. Anybody else need anything from me? Anybody else want to send me peripherals so I could ignore them and then put together a haphazard review? Let's get it all back up here for a picture. Come on, guys. The whole gang. Let's get the whole gang up here with this fucking cable. Look at it. It's so big. Girls usually love those thick cables. Oh, this, by the way, did I mention how much this weighs? It's not a little. It's not a little. They are putting mechanical keys in like a metal back frame. So yeah, look. Here it is. Roccat, Aukey. Prefer the Aukey to type? That one probably looks the prettiest. 50-50. At least it has software, you could change things. Actually, this one looks the prettiest. That one just looks, sex. Future sex. And this one's probably the most useful if you can use it, which I don't have a use for it. Makes sense? Good. Glad we had this little discussion. Wallpaper download, like always, is available in the description. That's the wrong mouse. Need another mouse. Give me one of the ones that works. What did I do over there? Oh, God. Wallpaper download in the description. I'll probably be putting some of these up on a Patreon yard sale in the coming months. So check out the Patreon. That's one of the $5 reward tier things, as you get to bid on this shit. And, okay.